Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of I Was There Last Night, because I was there last night. Don't believe me? I have a will call ticket, and I'll get into why that's important later. Last night, May 14th, at the Gothic Theater in Englewood, Colorado, I saw Sabaton featuring Leaves' Eyes and Battle Beast. It seems like just a few months ago I saw Sabaton, because I did. Suffice it to say, I wanted to see their headliner show in the US compared to their show in Finland. Now, I've seen them 3 times before, and they have always put on a great show. So you tell me, why wouldn't I want to see them again? And this was a sold-out show, and it definitely felt like it, because damn, it was warm in there. So the first band up was Battle Beast. Now this is the first of a week with a lot of female-fronted bands for me. I'm seeing Leaves' Eyes, Xandria, Cobra and the Lotus, Once Human. And I don't know much about them, but they did not disappoint. Well, Finland seldom ever does. They have a very 80s metal vibe to them, almost like a glam metal or hair metal sound, though you could really categorize them as power metal. And the crowd really responded well to their sound. It was a full crowd at that point. I also think they really just loved chanting. The singer of the band has an excellent voice, and they also have a shredder on guitar as well. A few of the songs that I really enjoyed included Black Ninja, Lost in Wars, and Bastard Son of Odin, which were just a few very fun songs that they played. But their best song, and probably the best reception, was Bringer of Pain. I think the crowd really enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed that song. They were definitely a great way to open up the night. I just wish I had a better view of the band while they were playing. So next up was Leaves' Eyes, and much like when I saw Swallow the Sun in April, I was hoping that they would have a different set than they did back in December, which happened to be at the Gothic as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't that different than it was back in December. But regardless of the set list, that doesn't change how the band sounds and how awesome they are live. However, they definitely had a bigger crowd this time around, and definitely a feistier crowd. Elina Sirala has an amazing voice. She's a soprano, and she owns it. She just has a really great stage presence, amazing voice. And then you have Alexander Krull, who's the cheerleader of the band, who had fun dressing up as a Viking warrior again. But either way, the guy has a lot of energy, and you can't fault him for that, wanting to get the crowd into it, get them fired up for the band. Some of the songs that I really enjoyed included Sacred Vow, Halvdan the Black, Edge of Steel. Sacred Vow in particular really highlighted Elina's strengths as a singer. She just has such a powerful voice. I also really enjoyed Fires in the North, which I think was the song I enjoyed most the last time, but here again, just a great song, and they had such a fun time playing it. I only wish they had changed up their set a bit from the last time they were here, but either way, they sounded awesome. As long as they're fun and energetic, I'll have a good time, and I had a good time. last up was Sabaton. What more do I have to say about this band that hasn't been said twice in the last 8 months? All I could hope for was some songs that I hadn't heard them play before. And I was definitely pleased with the result. However, before I get there, I do have 2 small criticisms for the crowd. First of all, learn how to do a circle pit. It was a mess for most of the show. You figured it out toward the end of the show, but come on. Early on, it was just a mess. These kids today need to go to more thrash shows to see how it's done. Second, when a band gives you a choice of songs to play, you pick the one they haven't played before. We could have heard them play Poltova for the first time, but instead we got Gott mit uns, which they've played before in Denver. Now, I'm not going to complain about the song because we got to hear Gott mit uns played in Swedish, which was a nice sympathy prize. But Poltova is one of my favorite Sabaton songs, and the fact that we could have heard them play it and didn't, that just irks me. But they ended up playing most of their popular hits throughout with some variation in the set list. They opened with Ghost Division as expected, and then closed before the encore with Winged Hussars. That seems to be their dynamic now. They definitely leaned heavily on The Last Stand, which, it is their new album, but it's also just a great album to play live. They played songs like Sparta, Blood of Bannockburn, Carolus Rex, Night Witches, Primo Victoria, Resistant Bite, and they closed with To Hell and Back, which is a real crowd pleaser, especially this crowd. They loved that song. And once again, there was some playful banter before playing Swedish Pagans, and it makes me wonder, do they actually hate that song? Because part of me thinks they actually do, but they'll play it just because the fans like it. But then another part of me says, I think they just like being kind of dicks about it. But it was the songs that I hadn't heard before that really got me. They played Atero Dominatus, Shiroyama, which I missed in Helsinki because I had to leave early. The Art of War, I didn't expect them to play that one. That was a great choice. But I was most happy, extremely happy, that they played Screaming Eagles. That's one that I really hoped they would play, but didn't actually expect that they would. So the fact that they did was incredible. To me, this band can do no wrong. No matter how many times I've seen them, they know how to deliver. And even though this show was a bit more dressed down than it was in Helsinki, because it's a smaller venue, they still had the stage presence, they still had the setup, everything about it was still amazing. And this sold-out Denver crowd ensured that they will be back. But hopefully next time, they'll get a bigger venue because they've earned it. Overall, this was an amazing show, but I am going to gripe about something, and I don't know if it's the venue or the management who's to blame. It seems that people who bought tickets early got punished with having to go to will call. They bought their tickets through the vault as opposed to people who were able to buy their tickets through AXS. Now to clarify, I'll take a little bit of blame because I only showed up half an hour before the show started, but to be fair, it's never completely full for the opening band. This is rare. However, if I had gone through AXS, I could have printed my ticket at home. So it's kind of bullshit how people were punished for buying their tickets early. But that's neither here nor there. The show itself was a smashing success. Like I said, it was sold out, there was lots of energy, fantastic music, people were having a great time on a Sunday night. And because of it, now I have a new band to explore, and the veteran bands that I heard did not disappoint in the slightest. While I doubt I'll be seeing Sabaton again for a while, at least I know when I do, it will be glorious.
For the crimes, the reach of
Let me know your thoughts on the show if you were there last night, what you thought they should have played, whether it was Poltova or Gott mit uns. And if you weren't there, hopefully these short clips will help you realize you should have gone. And that does it for this episode of I Was There Last Night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.